This is Matt.
And this is Katie, and this is Movies and Mischief with Matt and Katie. If you're one of our 15 regular viewers, welcome back. We appreciate the support.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, if you're new to the channel, then stick around. We hope you like what you see here. Katie and I, 14 years? 13 years. 14 years married? Almost 14 years married. We love watching movies. We love talking about movies. So we thought, hey, let's go ahead and do a YouTube channel where we talk about movies. And that's exactly what we do here. We watch a movie, and then we turn right around and we give you our unprepared, unfiltered opinion of that film. What we liked about it, what we didn't like, whether or not we think you should watch it, whole shebang. So if you're new here, please subscribe, click the bell, like, comment, share, stick around, and welcome to the Funhouse. And with that, let's roll the clip.
Sarah fears that. Christ, not you too.
There's no angry, dead witch. The only thing that made him go crazy is this town.
The dude was wearing a Halloween skull mask. How is that not fun? Guys, I think there's someone in the woods.
Okay, so tonight we're going to talk to you guys about Fear Street Part 1, 1994. This is a trilogy that is going to be spread out on Netflix over the next few, I think it's the next couple months, or maybe it's throughout the whole month of July, because I think I saw that the Part 2 is already on Netflix.
So too.
It's based on the R.L. Stine books of the same name. If you're not familiar with R.L. Stine,
I did not know that.
yeah, if you're not familiar with R.L. Stine, he is essentially the Stephen King of YA books, basically.
Well,
Yeah, we're not going to go into details. Tweens.
not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was highly popular
Late elementary school.
in the 90s with the tween crowd,
Yeah.
middle school, some high school kids. Anyways, so it takes place in Shadyside, which is a fictional town that has this weird kind of curse over it. There was a witch that was executed in the town, and ever since that happened, there have been a series of odd murders within the town.
Every few years.
There's some massacre.
As happens.
The kids have created this whole kind of ghost story, nursery rhyme thing around it. The adults all don't really seem to care. There was almost this Derry from It kind of feel to where the adults were just like, that's silly. Full disclosure, moving into this one, I actually watched this one earlier this week. Katie was not 100% sure whether or not she was going to watch it, but after I watched it, I kind of talked her into watching it with me.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes we do that because I have a lower tolerance level for crap movies than Matt does.
Yeah.
So sometimes he has to pre-screen them to decide if I'm going to watch them or not.
So my opinions on this one have actually been kind of simmering for about a day. But Katie's opinions are as we usually give them, right off the cuff. So, Katie, my love,
Yes,
what did you think?
My darling. I thought it was fun. I didn't know that it was R.L. Stine. It is certainly better than the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark from 2 years ago, which was kind of ridiculous.
I'll give you that.
The premise is fun. There are some pretty obvious markers for certain things. The main girl in it, who's really the one whose story you mostly follow through the whole this one. You know how some people have resting bitch face? She has resting mad face. She's beautiful, but she always looks mad. She always just looks like all the time. I don't know. No matter what's happening, she looks mad. But acting was good. Story was good. The effects were great. There were some surprises. I don't think I would have watched it if you hadn't encouraged me to, but it was fun. It was fun. I'll watch the other ones now just to see if they can if they can lift the curse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely loved this movie. I went into it fully expecting to hate it. It's been out for like a week, and I've heard all sorts of negative reviews and comments about it
Yeah.
in the on the web. And when I sat down and watched it, I absolutely love this movie. It's directed by Lee Janiak. She also wrote the script. She is the person who wrote and directed The Honeymoon, which was one of our favorite horror films over the past couple decades.
And it's a completely different tone from
Completely
that.
different tone. While it does feel like an R.L. Stine book story, it also has this it's almost like if Stranger Things went rated R. It has that kind of feel because you still have that haze of the 90s nostalgia, but there's enough real kind of horror moments in it that I don't think this would get a PG rating.
Yeah.
One of the things that really impressed me about this, and I'm going to go deep here, the script cares about the teens. That's not something you see in slasher films.
That they get to be real people.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, this movie is not doing anything new. Janiak, throughout the film, she hits all of the typical slasher film tropes. But much like what Scream did, and then Freaky did, it takes those familiar tropes, but it tweaks it just enough so that you feel like you're watching something a little bit different than your typical slasher movie. I particularly enjoyed the story arc between Dina and Sam. That kind of surprised me.
Don't say too much.
Yeah, that it was
a
in there.
surprise to me at the beginning when that was...
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is, I just liked these kids. These characters, they gave you enough time. They didn't weigh the movie down with character development, but they gave you enough character with these kids so that you were genuinely invested in what was going on.
Yeah.
It's a silly kind of concept, what's happening. And like I said, there's nothing new going on here. If you've watched a slasher movie, you've seen a lot of what's happening here.
It doesn't have the same, if you're some kind of slutty whatever perception, then the killer's after you. It's not that kind of thing, which was nice for a change.
Yeah.
That they weren't going after, And they let them be. They did let them be a little more three-dimensional than they usually do.
Just enough to kind of pull you in and make you care about these characters.
Yeah.
The one thing that bugged me was the needle drops. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of music in this. One of them was very funny and it was perfect. There were a couple that I really appreciated, but yeah, there was a point where I was like, how many songs are we going to cram into this?
Yeah, it's like, this is the 90s. Bam, here's a Soundgarden song. Here's Radiohead. And it was like, okay, guys, we get it. It's the 90s.
We get it. You're a freak. You're a weirdo. What are you doing here? You don't belong.
So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to 1978, which I think is a part 2.
The next one,
We'll watch that one this weekend and let you guys know what we thought.
And what they've already shown in the trailer, they show kind of a trailer at the end of this one. And it's all of the familiar camp settings.
Friday the 13th.
You will recognize all of there. I mean, like literally,
camp.
I'm like, did they really just take the set pieces from some of those? Because they are truly just those set pieces are just these movies, and maybe the cafeteria from Meatballs.
maybe, or Wet Hot American Summer. One of those two.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So what are your
final
thoughts on this one?
My final thoughts are. A book can save your life, at least for a little while. And,
listen to your husband.
Watch your back. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are listen to your husband. Sometimes he might really kind of know you might like something occasionally.
Okay.
Give it a chance. Here's my true final thought, okay? Just because
Hang on. Hold that final thought.
All right, go ahead.
I can't let that go.
No,
I
shouldn't have said that.
I have tried to get him to watch movies, read books. I am very careful about what I suggest to him because I know how he is. He will wait 2, 3, sometimes 4 years before he'll finally get around to it. And he's like, oh, I really like that. You think, now what is your final thought?
My true final thought is just because it's geared to the younger audience, middle school, high school, doesn't mean it's going to suck, okay? If you didn't learn that lesson from the Harry Potter films, then I don't know what to do with you, but this is a really fun movie to watch.
Yeah, YA has moved leaps and bounds since, Judy Blume.
Yeah.
There's a lot of I don't know about movies as much, but definitely in books, which a lot of these are going to be coming from. They're actually dealing with real life things now, not just nonsense. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go. Fear Street, 1994, currently Fear Street Part 1, 1994, currently streaming on Netflix. Katie and I both got a kick out of it. We thought it's fun to watch. I obviously loved it. Katie thought it was fun. Check it out. Once again, please subscribe, share, click the bell, comment. Let us know what you think. And with that note, we're going to let you go, and we'll see you next time. Bye.